In this video, see a new trader make a trading mistake, one that we see lots of other new traders make, that he needs to eliminate. Hi, I'm Mike Bellafiore, co-founder of SME Capital, and we're a proprietary trading firm located in Midtown Manhattan. And I'm also the author of the trading classic, One Good Trade, and the Playbook. In this video, one new trader makes tons of trades in a stock and play, but was that the best trading strategy for him? Let's get to work on sharing these important trading lessons so you can grow your trading account.
This is a pre-market high breakout with a news catalyst trade I took on Tesla June 23rd. Okay, my trade criteria on this breakout trade is it needs to be an important technical level on daily. I'm looking for an elevated R wall. There should be news catalyst following and supporting this R wall. Volume should spike into the breakout and a sharp move away from the price to confirm this is an actual breakout, not a fake one. And for adding to my position, I'm looking for decreasing volume on the pullbacks to add, and holding above VWAP is important too. Market in my favor and the hot sector is some more important criteria too. And Tesla that day on the pre-market was fulfilling nearly most of these trade criteria, only missing R wall, but I'm gonna explain it in a minute. Entry criteria for this trade for me was the break of the pre-market high level of 634.5 with volume, and a dip and rip kind of down move before that break was a plus I'm looking for. And I had my stop loss at low of the day and also a support level in the longer time frame at 630. And when I opened my position, my reasons to sell were like break of VWAP or EMA 25 on 5 minutes. And when I'm in the trade and I feel like it's working in my direction, 645 was my first profit taking if I added to my size on a like a pullback or anywhere. 650 was the 1 ATR move that day, and that was my actual first profit taking point. And 660 was a long time frame resistance to go flat on this trade.
So question, when there's a news catalyst and a technical catalyst for a particular stock, do you feel like 1 ATR is the appropriate price target? And if so, why?
It could be more, but on Tesla, there was a missing element on the pre-market. Normally, I would have looked for a bigger move, but the R wall was not there. And in this trade, the most important thing for us to if the R wall comes in after the market opens. So that's why my profit taking was a little bit lower than like normally I would go for.
I just think then your reasons to sell are potentially, I'm looking for a bigger move, I'm looking for a bigger ATR, but if I don't see the R vol, then my exit will be less.
Yeah, correct. The catalyst for that day was like Carscom, like said the 2021 most American-made auto is a first-timer in the top spot, which was Tesla. I believe this was important news for the Tesla stock. But the problem is like before the pre-market, like even though this is in our like a list to watch for that day, the volume was not there. So actually this was one of the stocks like I was holding on the side, and like I was considering if the volume comes in situation. But right after the open, like we saw R wall of 6, and in that situation, like based on my calculations, it was a 1 to 5 risk reward trade, so I decided to go for it.
What's the news catalyst there? I'm a little confused there.
Cars.com said that there was a like the news about Tesla in 2021. The most sales from American-made cars became Tesla, and this is a first-timer for Tesla. They never became the most American-made cars in the sales.
Did we know that? Didn't we know that?
That was a news catalyst for that day. I don't remember seeing that before.
But you can track that. I mean, is that a surprise that that it was going to do that?
It was not expected that much, but like it was the day the news are released about it. So it was the day before, after the close, that the chart and the numbers were released.
Okay.
The average daily volume for Tesla is 29.6 million. And our vol for that day was 1.2, which was low, but the main reason made me to take this trade was the 6 hour vol right after the open. One full ATR move is 21.27, short float is 5%, market cap is 600 billion, and institutional ownership is 42.8%.
If you want to learn 3 more real-world setups that our traders use, including the simple setup that we teach all of our new traders, and the setup that turned one of our traders into a 7-figure big money earner, check out the free webinar that we're currently running. Just go ahead and click the link that should be appearing now at the top right-hand corner of your screen. That will open up the free registration page in a new window, so don't worry, you won't lose this video. You can also visit tradingworkshop.com to register for this free intensive workshop. You're going to learn more in a couple of hours from this trading workshop than from years of online education.
Okay, daily charts. You can see after reaching 900 level, Tesla was in a down move. First, you can see a big consolidation range of 550 to 800 area, and then for the last month, you can see a narrow consolidation between 550 and 635. Also in this chart, you can see the 660 level as the start of this consolidation period, which will be my max profit target for this trade. So that's the reason why I am looking for that area in this trade, because I was expecting like a resistance in that area, even if we reach that. Okay, this is the hourly chart. In the hourly, you can see that 550, 635 consolidation clearer. It is noticeable that it is making higher lows and finally creating a couple day long range right below the top of that area in here. 5 minutes, you can see that top of the range consolidation clearer in here, this area. And like I was looking for a break of this level in the pre-market. Pre-market, considering the longer time frame analysis and the fresh news catalyst after yesterday's close, Tesla was a stock in that day. The setup was good, but there was one thing missing, like I repeated multiple times. The pre-market volume was not there, so I decided to keep this on the side of my screen while watching another stock. You will see that on the recording too. The idea was to long if we break the pre-market high with volume and have a stop at 630. This area was my stop loss target to invalidate the trade, and which was tested multiple times before too. This is something I really like because I like to plan my trades in advance, and this creates a very good entry and exit plan both for getting stopped out or taking profits. This is the 1 minute chart of the trade I took. Okay, right at the open, we are gonna watch it from the level 2 because, like as I said, like it was not the main one on my screen. And on the open, you can see it goes down pretty fast. The important thing for me was here that the first move down rejected from the 630 area, and it was a level I was already looking at. Even though it's not a like a time-wise long dip, like it gave me confidence that like the up move is valid if the break happens. And at that point I put my order for the breakout area. And I'm gonna move it a little bit further so we go to that screen. In the first dip down there, I had a rested order, and this is Tesla right now, so I added 50% to my size. And this was the idea I was having after like a big breakout.
What price did you add at?
At 636.70. So it was right after the first big move, like there was a slow pullback, and that's the point I added to my size.
And why did you add there?
Because my main like idea before getting in this trade was to start a little bit small, and like if the big volume and the like the pullback happens, like that's where I plan to get bigger on this trade. So my initial size I took was not as big as like I was thinking for this trade, but when I saw the confirmation with the spike going far away from the breakout point with good volume, that's why the first moment I saw opportunity, I added a little bit more. And at this point, like I was thinking, like if it goes below 630, that was the invalidation of my trade. And at this point, I'm quite sure my idea is correct, and the momentum is like going in the direction I was expecting. And at this point, like I took my first profit taking. It was my trade idea before I entered this trade. Like if I manage to add to my initial size, and if we reach 645, that was the first profit taking for me. So there was a rejection from that price point, and I was thinking for a re-add in this point, but like I didn't in this point. Normally, like I should have been buying this pullback, but instead I added another 50% at the point we break this high. This was a mistake I also put in my trade review. So this is a couple of minute long consolidation in here. And this is the point I added, maybe I should go back a little bit, to my position.
And why'd you add there? Because it made a new high?
Yes, because it made a new high.
Okay, and my stop at that point is when I added to this position. Let me check really quick. It was below this, right below this area to evaluate this at. And this was a mistake, I know, like that I reviewed it. Actually, that low area should be my at position. So it would be a better entry, but like I didn't do that. So when I added at this point, I was using this point as a stop point. And that's gonna get invalidated. So my next profit taking target at this point was like originally set like 650. And we are seeing a rejection at 648 here. And I'm gonna get stopped out here, which I did. When we saw a rejection in this area, I decided to move my stop from this point to 642 to the below of this area, this range. And when this big candle made a down move, I at this point. I closed that extra position that I added, but I'm still holding on to my core. And right now, my 650 profit taking, I modified it to the high of this range since it's too close to that area. And I was not sure like it would be breaking again. So at this point, I'm out of, again, 50% of my like core position. Right now, I'm holding only 1/3 of my full size for a move to 660. I'm gonna pass these parts. So this was going to be the high of that day. And like I didn't met my target, but I'm still in this trade. And at this point, my stop for this part of the size is below VWAP. So what happened in this trade is after that point, let me go to my trade management. When we didn't reach the 660, but had a down move to the VWAP, I started adding again twice 1/3 sizes right at the EMA 25.5 minutes and also right next to the VWAP. And when I did these two ads, the idea in my mind was stop was so narrow, like if the VWAP was broken, I was going to get out of it and invalidate the trade. Mm-hmm. But we had a reversal in here. And again, like in the up move, I took my profit at the high of this range. And for the rest, the idea I had was still the 660. When the range for this consolidation area was broken, I closed another 1/3. And the rest, when the trend line was broken in here, I closed the rest of my position. So this was my notes about this trade management. We went over all of them before. The only thing like I can add, this was a 4.5 hour profit trade for me, which was good, but I know I didn't manage it as good as I was expecting. This was my trade review. I was happy about the trade in general, but there was still room to improve. Basically, like the plan worked, but I didn't execute it as good as I should have. I could have done a better job adding on the pullbacks like we talked before. My first ad was in a break of a pullback instead of a lower end. And I removed that risk pretty quickly. Like maybe I should have a wider stop when I add into my position. Like this was a mistake. I was micromanaging this trade too much instead of seeing the big picture. And also in the exit part, instead of selling in the quick wicks below EMAs or VWAP, I should look for holds below those key levels and exit and look for pops to sell. And this was something I discussed with another experienced trader.
If I could just jump in here. So I think this is why we do the playbook trade. So I like the idea of finding a high beta stock and looking for a news catalyst with a technical catalyst. So I like that as a strategy overall, and I like how you've done that. I like the way that you looked at your longer term charts and looked for some reasons to sell or looked for an area to sell. And you also looked for opportunities to buy by looking at your longer term charts. So I liked that. I thought I would agree with you that there's room for improvement, particularly on your executions, but there's really, and look, you're just starting, so there's lots to talk about. I would just suggest to you that you think of this exercise as finding one trade. So when we talk about building a playbook, like what's the one trade out of this opportunity that you want to break down and see if you can build into your trading system? What's that one trade? What's that one best trade for you? You know, is it that break above the pre-market resistance? Is it that pull-in trade? Is it a momentum trade when you're paying highs when something is making a new high? So you're identifying a whole series of trades in this explanation, but you're not identifying one trade. And you build your playbook by piecing together one trade, one good trade, another one good trade for you, another one good trade for you. You don't just trade all of the potential price movement. In fact, this thing can go 50 points intraday, and there may only be a small pocket for which you want to participate. And that pocket for which you want to participate needs to be a setup that makes sense to you, that has a name, that has variables, that has exit rules, that you're judging that you actually got in at a good price. If you go back to your execution slide, remember when you bought that new high?
Here.
Yep. So that's a momentum trade. And momentum trades, you scalp, and when they stop going up, you sell. And then you're thinking about buying that pull-in trade, and you buy a pull-in trade around VWAP. That's all excellent thinking, but you don't buy a pull-in trade to make 5 points in a stock that has a 5-point spread. You buy a pull-in trade at that point because you're recognizing that this thing is strong and can probably finish high of day. And the reason why you don't try and make 5 points, it's just the spread's too much. And your time's valuable. And so you buy a pull-in trade after something's been strong because you think it's going to go to the high of the day. And that's a separate strategy for you to be thinking about. And buying something because it got above an after-hours resistance area, that's probably a momentum trade, and that has specific rules to it. And adding the way you did, I think for that second part around that 637-ish area, that's just a scalp. That's not even a momentum trade, and I don't even know if that's a particularly effective scalp. Separate trade, totally separate trade. So there's some really good stuff in here. And you're on the right track for a lot of stuff, but you're just trying to do way too much, all right? Just make this simpler.
I know.
I would go back and do this again and just say, hey, what's one trade that I like that I'm going to try and build my career around, that I'm going to study and I want to do more of out of all of these other trades, and really hone in on what those executions are. And this is a common mistake that lots of people, particularly retail traders, particularly independent traders, are out there doing, and they don't even recognize it. They're trying to trade all of these trades and all of these movements in this stock, and they think because the stock is moving, I should be in it. Well, no, you actually should be in the move that makes sense to you. You should be in your playbook move. You don't need to touch probably a lot of this stuff. For instance, there's very different personality traits for effective momentum traders than pull-in traders. Those are separate traders. Very difficult to find somebody who is a good momentum trader and also a good trader buying pull-ins. And there's a very separate personality set between a scalper and a momentum trader. Those are different trades as well. There's going to be different personality traits. There's going to be different cognitive strengths. And so don't feel like you need to do all of this. Feel like, what's the one opportunity that you can do and build from that. So a good start. I know you're just starting, and all of these things are great. It's great to sort of be working through these things now. So keep with it. And I really like the underlying idea here, which is let's find a high beta stock with a catalyst, a news catalyst and a technical catalyst. Highly encourage you to find more stocks like that. That's a winning strategy.
Thank you very much. Very important feedback for me. This was one of the first trades I did since starting with you, and I am I was thinking most of these mistakes after the trade too, and even in the following trades I did this that week, like I eliminated some of them. So it was very important for me to like review this trade, solve the mistakes, and like try to make it better for the future.
Yeah, look, we all make mistakes. Even the best traders make them all the time. Good to go back and review them and see how we can do better. We are all traders in progress. We're all people in progress. Hey, go ahead and click our subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos that we're producing for you in the trading community. And please take the time to add your feedback in the comments section for what videos you'd like for us to produce next and what you found helpful from this video. From all of us at SMB, train and trade well.